Hey there, guys. Welcome back to Skirmish Miniature Gaming. Luke and Josh
Hello.
back for another Sunday night to hang out with you guys, to chill out, to do some hobby and chatting. Yeah, as always. And Three Spies, Josh, how are we doing this week, buddy?
Yeah, I'm alright. Well, I've just told you I'm all over the place today, but
Ah,
yeah, I'm alright. Yeah. Hope
cool,
everyone else
cool.
is okay.
Yep.
So,
If anybody hasn't heard, Al might not be on the channel again for a week or two. He's had a bit of an injury. He's broken his arm in a few places, so not so good. So any well wishes to Al. I'm sure he would appreciate that. But yeah, we'll see how we go. I might have to do a couple more weeks of solo bits again, just before Al gets back to us. But we'll wait and see how that goes.
everyone send him some war glove.
Yeah, everybody send Al some wars. Yeah, he'll appreciate that. I don't think he'll be watching tonight. I'm not sure. I think he'll be resting up, but yeah, I'm sure he'd appreciate that. But welcome to anybody who is joining us tonight. Chilling out with us for the stream, just hanging out. And David says he's joining us whilst he's getting some chores done. So no probs, buddy. No probs at all.
Hi, David.
Everybody's welcome. And yeah, as you could have probably have seen on the thumbnail, we've been sent some stuff from War Cradle Studios. The guys over there, they've sent us a couple of posses, I think they're called, or detachments as well now, I think they're known as, for Wild West Exodus and what will soon be known as Lost World Exodus for their second edition. But they've started to release some of the Lost World Exodus new posses or detachments to be used in the current rule set. So we have been sent some of those. There is, and I have the boxes here somewhere. I've sent us a couple to use so that we can show them off to you guys once we get them built and do a showcase back rep and all that jazz. So you've got these guys, the Pride of the Nekomata. They are really cool, actually. They're like lion people, lion warriors. Very cool. So they're nice. They will be hopefully, well, they're all built today. I managed to build those before the stream actually today, guys. So they're done. So what I'll do tonight now is build the second crew whilst we're live, hopefully. Or as best I can anyway, as much as I can get done as always. The Murder of Helion, and that's the other set. So they're kind of like mechanical harpies, if you like. Pretty cool. Mechanical harpies / gunslingers.
Oh, well.
And there you go there, those models there.
Oh, well, they're nice.
They look pretty tasty as well. So they're an actual Wild West Exodus posse, whereas the other dudes, the lion fellas, they are from the new release, the second edition, if you like. So there we go. Ruasto321, thanks for joining us, buddy, as always.
Hi, Ruas.
It says evening, lovely people. Evening to you, friend. And yeah, let us know, guys, if you're up to anything interesting tonight. I know David said he's doing his chores and whatnot, but let us know if you are working on any hobby stuff tonight, or if you're just tuning in to chill as always and listen to us and watch what we're doing. Josh, what are you working on tonight?
I am being boring tonight. I'm just painting some Necron warriors.
That's all right, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So
there are some other kill teams / Warcry war bands and kill teams and whatnot that we will probably look into soon and build on that. So there'll probably be some streams to come soon enough where we'll be working on that sort of stuff as well. So no worries at all there, guys. And I'm currently trying to find all the right parts for this these kits that I've got, because they just tend to mix it all up. They don't really have any numbers or anything on them. So once I've picked them all out, I'll be able to get going on building these guys. But yeah, let us know if you've been up to anything interesting this week, guys. Always happy to hear.
Has anyone listened to the Warhammer Sunday preview yet?
No, I haven't had a chance to have a look, actually.
Ooh.
What's going on with that?
8th of May is the pre-order for the Necromunda box.
Ooh.
So a couple of weeks.
Interesting. I'll have a little look now, actually. Let's throw it up.
And there's a new reveal on it looks like Nekomata model, actually, but it's only like the shadow of it, who looks quite beasty. So
Yeah, interesting. Let's have a little look. Sunday preview. Necromunda Hive War. Nice. Oh yeah, I see now, yeah. That's the new box set. For starters, we've got faction focuses for the two rival gangs in the box from House Escher and Dalak. Nice. It's the dudes with the funky hair that I like, which I'm pretty sure is Escher.
The biochemists.
Yeah.
The drug sellers.
Yeah, so looking interesting. I like it. And it looks like they've teased. Is that another new Lumineth model? Or is it Nighthaunt?
I thought it looked more like Nighthaunt. It looks like the oh, what's the name? You know the one you get in the new Star Collective box, Lady.
Oh, is it?
It looked like it to me.
See, to me, it looks like it looks. You know what I actually think that might be, and people can say what they think it is in the comments. I'm wondering if it's the first model for the new Wood Elves.
Ooh.
Because you know how it looks like roots coming up underneath her, and then also if you look at the arch on her top around the back, it kind of looks like tree roots going up to the top of it, and then all of the stuff hanging off of it looks like the elven stuff that the Lumineth use. So my guess is that's either a new Lumineth model or a new one of the new Wood Elf models. The what they call them. Oh, okay. Ruas is actually saying it's a vampire. Could be a vampire. I was thinking an elf, to be honest. Ruas there, but I suppose vampires do have the pointy ears as well. Could be. I mean, we are waiting for more Soul Blight stuff, aren't we? So it could well be. To be fair, you could be right there. Hard to say, really. Hard to say. And you got the new White Dwarfs being teased there as well. I can see. New undead character creation rules. We haven't had much in White Dwarf for skirmish games recently, to be honest. Not that I've seen. So I haven't bothered getting any White Dwarfs for a while.
So I ain't really getting me if there's, a freebie in there or something now, because I don't have time to read most of them, so.
Yeah. And Ruas says, an elf it could be as well. There you go. Indeed. Could be. David says it could be a wood elf vampire.
Could pretty much well be.
Yeah. Could be. Right.
No, I'll be honest. I haven't really got a colour scheme for these Necrons. I've literally just sprayed them silver. Black and silver. Then I'm highlighting.
So you're gonna have to make it up on the spot now.
Yeah, I'm sort of just inking Serra of Sephria over them to make them.
I reckon pink. Yeah.
Pink. Get all out there. I mean, I brought them for the club for the I brought the recruit edition box set. And I had Necrons in there, so I have to paint them up. So.
And Ruas has said, "Yeah, I would buy the Wood Elf vampire instantly." Agreed.
Yeah.
Make that faction, GW. Get on that.
The Bellicore sold out, didn't he? I think.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. He's an awesome looking model, to be fair. Pretty awesome.
Yes.
But yeah, let us know if you're working on anything tonight, guys. Always like to know what's going on.
If you hear me swear, by the way, guys, it's because I'm trying to watch the football at the same time and my team's playing. So if you hear me swear, my team's losing.
Which is very likely.
Yes, it probably is.
I can't talk because we got battered today. I didn't watch it, but we did get battered.
I'm about to say, you got one time I want Wolves to win as well.
4-0 we lost to Burnley today. Wolverhampton did. Wolverhampton Wanderers.
One time I needed them to win. Yeah.
Deary me. Yeah, you needed us to beat Burnley, probably, didn't you?
Yeah. Sorry, you got
Dash, Burnley. Yeah, but it's been an interesting day. The Man City won the League Cup in the UK today. No surprise there.
That Vanton Stadium as well.
Yeah, I saw that first time we've seen sports football in this country anyway. I have fans in the stadium for quite some time, actually. Probably since they
Yeah.
shut it down, I would have thought, Josh.
Yes. Yeah.
Probably since the first ever lockdown, which is, quite something, really.
No,
Sign
when
that we're
it's
getting all the vaccines out.
September time, weren't it? They had some areas. When we had the tier systems.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some fans allowed in stadiums then, but
Fair enough.
yeah, it wasn't all of them. Yeah.
David says, these days you might have to buy Games Workshop instantly. Yeah, that's the way it's looking at the moment. And you guys probably had noticed that I did put out the poll on the channel just to ask people what they actually thought about us actually carrying on with Curse City. Because bear in mind, we got it on release day. And the controversy didn't seem to actually kick up until kind of a week after release date, because that's when GW took it down and people started to, come out about it, that they weren't happy. I know, obviously, in that week, we were working tooth and nail to actually get it all built and painted, and there's a lot of stuff in it. We still had about quarter of it to go, I'd say, between me and Elle, and I decided to not carry on with that now, and because I think 27% of people said they just don't want anything to do with it. So I did kind of say, as I was going to put out the poll, if we kind of get 25% plus people don't want to see it, it's not worth me putting it out. It's just not worth it.
Must have missed that poll.
Yeah, it's on the YouTube community page.
Right, okay.
So if you guys ever want to take part in the polls and stuff like that, or keep up to date with other bits that happen on the channel, we do sometimes put stuff like that up on the YouTube community tab on the channel. So do keep your eyes on that, guys, because polls such as that do go up. But yeah, I completely understand that people aren't too bothered about the Curse City thing. I mean, we managed to use a few of the models for Warcry, which is fine, because the game we did with Warcry, you don't actually need Curse City to do that. You just need undead models, technically, and then the scenario is free online. So didn't mind doing it with that. We managed to use a few of the models, which was nice, but it's a real shame that it didn't work out, because I was looking forward to doing Warhammer Quest for the first time. But yeah, and as David says there, I'm good with Curse City content, though that's mostly because a friend is sending me a box he found. Exactly, David, so, but I can understand completely how a lot of people are against it, and they're kind of boycotting GW in a way, and also obviously how people don't want to watch it if they can't get hold of it, because it's almost just like teasing you with it, isn't it, really? I think one of the only creators I've seen carry on doing it is obviously the Gorilla miniature game in Ash. He's carried on with it because he started it before it released. So that's fair enough, really. I'd do the same, but yeah. David says cursed content. That's what I'll be calling the streams. Nice. And Ruas says, lol, yeah, on second thought, it really does look similar to the Kanothi curse box models, so maybe a new faction coming up. To me, buddy, it looks Lumineth or Kanothi. The only reason I thought it was Lumineth is because if you look at the jewels hanging down off of the arch on the top of her head, or his head, could be he, they look like the pendants that are on all the Lumineth models, but then that could just be a general elfin thing, and it could well be like the first model for Kanothi, which if it is, hype, get hyped. Everybody knows I'm the elf man of the channel, and that L's the dwarf man, so be buzzing for that. And Donald Cowie joins us, says, question, and I'll put it up on screen because I do like to put questions up on screen. There you go, bud. Welcome. Warcry question. I'm waiting to do Lumineth, but I'm not sure what's best way of getting the Warden and Sentinels. Should I get full box kits or not? Unless you can see somebody selling a warband on eBay or something like that, or Facebook trade groups and things that's already done. Yeah, with Lumineth, buddy, you're going to have to buy the separate stuff. I can't, in all honesty, see GW doing a Warcry box set for Lumineth anytime soon, because the faction is very new, and they'll want you to buy the box sets because that's GW. On the same topic. Yeah, to get the Warden and the Sentinels, they're separate, aren't they? I think so. The Warden's like the sword one. I can't remember what the name of the archer leader is. The Sentinel leader, maybe it is Sentinel Warden. I can't remember. But if you want the, obviously, if you get the box set with, I think it's the pikeman in it, maybe he's separate now. Let me just have a look for you, bud. Let's have a look on Games Workshop's site, because I know, because when I got hold of them for the channel, it was with the when they released the big box set with the Lumineth, and I just sold off half the box set that we didn't need and kept the bits that we needed for Warcry. And if they do the same for the Kanathi, I'll probably do the same for that. But yeah.
Probably use all the units, are they, wouldn't you? From that Lumineth box.
Say again.
I say, would you be able to use all the units in there now since the new books came out?
From the old one that came out?
Yeah.
I think it mostly was. It was just more, you could use all the models in it. It was just that there were lots of models in it, so you kind of needed,
right.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
So I sold the other half because we didn't need it. So bear with me there, Donald. I'm just looking for you now. What the best box sets for you would be? Lumineth. Okay. So you've got. Also, I hope they release those new kangaroo things. Some rules for that in Warcry. Wouldn't mind some of them. Let's see.
I still reckon we should do kangaroo for spiders. Warcry.
Yeah, so Donald, you can get the Venari Aurolan Sentinels box set. That gives you the 9 archers and the leader version of the Sentinels with the Scryhawk on his arm. And then you can get the Venari Aurolan Wardens, and the Wardens are the ones with the pikes, and then you get the Warden leader in there as well with the point in the sword. So my advice would probably be to either get, and then you've got the Alarith Stone Guard as well with the big hammers, and you also can make the leader one in from that set as well. And then you got the Dawn Rider set with the cavalry, and you can make the leader cavalry model from that set as well. And then you've got the, what's the one that's sat up on its thing? We haven't got that. And the Alarith Stone Mage we haven't got for the channel yet, but I would quite like one. So yeah, that would be my advice. So I'd probably go for maybe the Sentinel set with all the archers, and then maybe the Warden set, and then kind of make your mind up whether you want the Stone Guard or the Dawn Riders, to be honest. And then if you don't need the other half of the sets, then sell them off. There's no other way of getting around it, really. And like I say, buddy, I don't think you'll find that you'll get a Warcry specific set warband for Lumineth. I don't think they'll do that, but never say never. But I'll be surprised if they did, because like I say, GW always want to sell their box sets for new factions because they'll have made a lot of them. So yeah, I'm not even entirely certain whether we'll get any more Warcry box sets now, because they released a ton of them alongside the new Grand Alliance books, and that made a lot of sense because they would be able to sell them limited edition anyway, because they're not there anymore, I don't believe, alongside the new books that they released. So I can see why they did it, but I would be surprised if we might get a couple more, maybe if we're lucky, but I'll be surprised if we do. So I hope that helps, Donald. Probably 2 or 3 box sets for the Lumineth you'd have to grab. It's not one of the easier ones to build. If you can, guys, I think Josh got one of the sets actually. Was it Shadow and Pain you got?
Yes, that's the, what they're called now.
It's
called Nesh and the,
I can't remember what they're called now. Daughters of Cain.
That's the one, yeah.
So, for example, Donald and whoever's watching that's interested, for Warcry, those box sets are amazing. So you're getting Age of Sigmar, they're releasing these 2 faction box sets, face-off box sets, with a nice little faction in each one. So it's kind of like you get 2 starter box sets in one big set, if you like, one big box. If you can afford to get hold of those and you like the 2 factions in them, do it, because a lot of the time the models in those sets can be used for Warcry, and you'll get way better, bang for your buck, if you like. So that would be
and
my
start collecting boxes, quite good as well, if you just want the Pacific faction.
Yeah.
The Idenef one's really good.
Yeah, start collecting boxes are great.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like we've said, Luminef don't have one. A lot of the newer factions don't tend to get them straight away because, as I say, GW want to sell all their separate box sets, which is fair enough, I guess, given how many different factions and models they do give us. They have to be able to fund a faction before they can give us the bargain box sets, if you like. For example, Ideneth, when they first came out, they didn't get a start collecting set, but after time, they've released one, which is great for us Warcry players, obviously. Skirmish gaming essentially is always going to be secondary for them. Unfortunately, it's sad, but that's the way it is. And as me and Josh just pointed out at the start of the stream, we've got the Necromunda starter set coming soon, the new one, which is great because we can finally start up Necromunda on the channel, which we are buzzing for. So really looking forward to that. That'll be what we'll be getting into next month, I think. And to be honest, if I can find one, maybe from our sponsor, if they've still got one hanging around, the old Necromunda starter set, I might well even get a hold of that now, given that we will be getting into it. But we'll see. Because there is a lot in that box, it's just expensive. So, yeah. But yeah, do let us know, guys, if you're watching what you're up to tonight and what you're getting on with. Myself and Josh, I'm working on Warcry Studios. Have sent us some models for Wild West Exodus to finally try that out on the channel. And obviously, Lost World Exodus is the new edition of it that will get a proper release in the near future, I imagine. And they sent us a couple of different factions. I've already built today the Lion People, the Nekomata warband. So got a couple of models there. One with the bow. And a massive guy in the armor there. They're pretty tank. They're really nice models though. And there's a warband of 6 of those there, so they're looking great. But yeah, do let us know, guys, if you have any interest in it, because I'm interested to know what you think of the game. And Josh was just working on some of his Necrons tonight, so just thought he'd dig out some of them to work on, which is cool.
It's one
and David said, "Don't forget the Ambots." Yeah, he does like the Ambots, old David. But yeah, I'll be interested to see how much that new starter set is for Necromunda. You would have thought it's a bit better priced than the.
I reckon it'd be 125, same as Swordweavers, because looking at it, it's not, that much more than like I don't know.
I think it'll probably be similar to Prior Nexus.
Yeah.
It's about maybe £95, £100.
Oh, was that 95? Was it?
I think so. Why?
Thought that was 125, same as the Warcry.
It may well be on GW actually. To be fair. Yeah. But yeah, should be interesting. I hope we're getting some Kernothi. That could be cool. And then, like I say, excited to get into Necromunda Have War. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
Anybody else looking forward to or looking at getting into Necromunda or looking to get the new box set when that drops, or already plays Necromunda? Maybe. Would love to hear your thoughts on the game. All right, let me find some of the right legs and things for these models and building. One thing I will say about their models here, that they look pretty good, but they're really nice models, but they are a bit of a bugger to paint. They're resin, so.
Oh, are they? Huh?
Yeah, I'm not so keen on building resin.
No.
It doesn't like thick, particularly. But I look forward to trying the game. I've heard good things. David says, I probably won't get Necromunda, but the minis are sweet. Yeah, they are nice minis. There is that. Can't deny that. And Donald says, going to get some folks at my local club to demo Necromunda first before jumping in. Sounds logical, dude. Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
And obviously we'll be covering it on the channel as well, dude. So feel free to obviously check that out when that drops. We'll obviously release content for that. And as I say, what we'll probably do, probably get hold of the starter box set. And what I might do is before they release that, I'll order in maybe one or two other gangs for us to, have a little bit of variety. I think that could be a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, I can pop down.
Yeah. And Josh has got his Cawdor gang.
That's the one.
Yep. So there's that as well. So we've got a bit of variety. So that's good to hear, Donald. Always good to try out the new skirmish games. Loving it. So what do you play, Donald? Do you mostly... Are you only just getting into Warcry and that's all? Are you a Warcry fan and you've been playing it and you're just looking at getting into some Lumineth? Ooh, are you going with the blue glow?
I am, yeah.
Cool.
You know me. I don't do stuff.
Don't do offer, yeah. It's not a bad thing though, because I go by the art and then you don't, so it's a good mix to be fair when we're on these.
Yeah.
So yeah, works well.
Just like really throwing paint on them. I'm not really, doing them that neat.
No real organisations going for it as is.
Yeah, pretty much. It's
why not?
It's not an army I'm collecting. You see, it's just look for the club kind of thing. If people want demos,
yeah, makes sense.
I'm not gonna. Don't want to spend too much time on them.
No.
So.
Yeah, you've never really been more. You've always been more fantasy, anyway, haven't you? So.
Yeah, but I know 40k is the most popular game. You see, so.
Yeah.
I sub need a little demo game of him.
Drop into the comments, guys. Let us know: are you sci-fi or fantasy, or do you like both? I'd say I've always loved both, but I tend to swerve slightly more towards science fiction than fantasy. I don't know. I like the idea of how creative you can get with, alien Xenos species and things. I think with fantasy you're slightly more limited, but I think that'll be my only reasoning really. Age of Sigmar is a great example of how far you can go with fantasy technically, because you've got all these different realms which are technically kind of like different planets anyway. You've got these realm gates that allow them to go through to these different realms, and which enables you to bring in totally different species and different things like that. So it can be the same either way, I guess. But maybe I don't know. Maybe it is the aesthetic as well of sci-fi I prefer. I don't know. But I do love both.
So I prefer fantasy because I prefer the fantasy weapons, and I prefer people slugging it out face to face rather than shooting someone from a million miles away because you can.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
And dragons.
Dragons.
Yeah, and dragons.
Yeah, dragons are pretty cool. Not so you can't have sci-fi dragons.
I was just about to say you've probably sci-fi dragons, but not many.
Yeah. And Ruas there says fantasy. Thumbs up. There we go. Vote for fantasy then. I might have to put a poll actually on the channel. See what people say. Should we do it now for some fun, guys? And we'll keep track of that as the stream goes on. Well, let's have a little gander here. And we'll keep updating as the stream goes on. We probably won't get lots of different things as the stream goes on of votes. But with those kind of very simple things, you do actually tend to get quite a lot of people just quickly have a go at it. So let's have a little gander here.
I've got a feeling sci-fi's going to win because there's a lot of people watch it for 40k and Kill Team and that.
Possibly. But then Warcry is very popular as well,
Yeah, true.
I don't know. We'll see.
I'm going for a sci-fi win.
Could be.
David says, I love both. I'm a picker about fantasy themes than sci-fi, though. Yeah.
I'm actually going to put science fiction or fantasy, no fence sitting here. I ain't putting an in-between, screw that. Right, let's see what happens, guys. Obviously, we won't end it right at the end of the stream, but if you guys want to take part in it as well, whilst we're live, feel free. Just go to the community tab on the channel's main page. Feel free to go and check that out. I'll just do a poll. There we go. Sci-fi. Let's see. And if this goes well and this is good fun, we'll do one of these every week. We'll do something different every week, just for the lols. Because we have our off-topic topics. We could do a poll and launch that while we're live, and you guys can give suggestions. Always feel free to do that. But yeah, David does say I love both. I'm pickier about fantasy themes and sci-fi though. Yeah, I'm very much similar to you there, but to be honest, you've nailed it on the head. To be honest, I think that's the same with me. What I guess you'd put also post-apocalyptic into sci-fi as well, but I kind of keep that separate. I consider sci-fi to be outer space, planetary, crews of space pirates, that kind of thing, your Stargrave, that sort of thing, or your 40Ks, that sort of thing. But post-apocalyptic, I kind of put in between the two as its own genre, but you would include sci-fi in that, as I guess, if you were to pick. So like your Fallouts, your Borderlands, all that kind of thing. So yeah, Donald Cowie there is back in the chat. Says got Catacombs when it came out, then picked a few war bands after the fact. Also have Fyreslayers and Skaven, which led to me doing full 2,000 points of Skaven. Wow. Okay, awesome. I love Skaven, so good to see you picking up lots of Skaven, my friend. And I think you have commented before. I seem to remember you saying a while back, Donald, but it's been a little while, so I had forgotten about it. But I remember you saying this a while back, I think. But that's cool. Fyreslayers are cool as well. I've got plenty of Skaven for the channel. I'm a big Skaven fan, and I do like Seraphon as well. I've told this story quite a few times, but my first ever campaign book for Warhammer Fantasy was the Lustria campaign book for Warhammer Fantasy, which is obviously Lustria was the jungles of the Warhammer Fantasy world and realm, where you had Lumineth, Seraphon and Skaven were the main factions. So they faced off, and those ended up being my first two factions, really. Seraphon, or Lizardmen at the time, were the very first, though. Back when Skaven were more classed as destruction, really. But since they've actually put them into Grand Alliances, Skaven became Chaos after the Mortal Realms broke down.
Probably makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really cool, Donald. It's always cool that because I know that a lot of people that watch our channel and obviously they get into Warcry, it's a starting point for a lot of people for Kill Team as well to get into the bigger games, which I completely respect that. And at some point, I'm going to look at getting into building one of my warbands into a bigger force as well to use on my own time. At some point maybe, but a lot of my money, just my personal money that I have to go towards hobbying, generally goes towards skirmish stuff anyway, because that's what I genuinely enjoy doing. So otherwise I wouldn't be doing this. So yeah, no, but that's really cool to hear. And at least with 2,000 points of Skaven as well, you'll have a big selection. So I don't think there's much we need for Skaven. I don't think we've got any of the what are the mechanical rat ogres called? Like the ones that are all wired up. I can't remember what they're called.
I know what you mean, but yeah, I don't know names.
People will tell me in the comments in a minute. So you've got the 2-1 to the Albion.
No, is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, shocker. It is Dianye or Dianga, whatever his name is.
It's awesome.
Sorry, guys, talking about football in the UK. It is the weekend, so football is afoot.
Yes, and for some reason I decided to play a game at 7 o'clock on a Sunday night, which is very inconvenient for me. But
yeah, yes.
Hey ho.
David says hate is post-apocalyptic, but it's more fantasy than sci-fi, I think. Shannara is definitely fantasy in the post-apocalypse. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say, David, because a lot of, you can get a real mix of post-apocalypse stuff. Like Fallout, I would say is definitely sci-fi. I don't think Fallout is fantasy at all. Same as Borderlands, really. I'd say that's closer to sci-fi as well than fantasy. But yeah, you obviously do such as Shannara Chronicles, that kind of thing. That's all, more fantasy-esque, because then you could class that as obviously post-apocalyptic. So, yeah.
It's weird. I prefer
Storm Fiend, says Donald. That's the one, sorry.
Yeah. I prefer fantasy, but my favourite game is Overwatch. To play.
Yeah, see, that's sci-fi, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. But I do prefer like first-person shooters than any other game, really.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Donald says Storm Fiends. He says he's got to paint up 9 of those because he's playing Skryra. No, I know what you mean. It's what the blooming called.
Battletome.
My mind's blank now. Skryra. Yeah.
Skryra
clan, isn't it? Yeah. Ruas says, I would say though that if 40k wasn't such a mess regarding lore too much, and they had kill team boxes for lots of factions, then I might or would have jumped into it. It's too big to get into for me. Oh, fair enough. That is the way it is, isn't it? I suppose. I can totally understand why, if some people are into Sigmar, then they find it hard to move across to 40k. I've always been pretty smooth. I'll play any game, I'll play any genre, which is why I'm happy to do the channel, for example. I'll cover anything, historical, whatever goes. Obviously, we have to cover some of the more popular stuff because otherwise the channel wouldn't exist. But, we're happy to cover anything. For example, we've got... We're being sent stuff now from War Cradle Studios, so we can start to do Wild West Exodus, Lost World Exodus. That's going to be a thing coming soon enough. We got Bushido. It's more like a historical fantasy game that we've covered. We've got the likes of Bot War, which is kind of, or I would say science fiction, but it's obviously based on the old cartoons. So it's kind of an indie game in that respect. We're being sent Paul Pally, which is based on some of the old Pulp Fiction comics, which you can base on, you can do it in any time period, so World War II. You can do it based in, Egyptian times. You could do it in medieval time. You could do it in anything to mix the rules with, which is really cool, and you can obviously pick out your own models. But they are releasing their 2nd edition and a new starter set to go with it, so they're sending us those bits, so we'll bring that to you as well whenever that comes along.
Nice.
And David says, yeah, I'd say post-apocalypse is more a setting than a genre. Yeah, you're right. When you break it down, it's pretty fun no matter which way you go exactly. Obviously, Gaslands as well. That's something I've really wanted to just show off on the channel as well because it's just a good laugh. It's a very simple game. Mad Max style, isn't it? I suppose that kind of more post-apocalyptic scenario. But yeah. Welcome if you are joining us, guys. Tonight, we're just having general chat, skirmish things, whatever you want to talk about. As always, we've just put up a fun little poll on the channel. If you want to check that out, if you want to vote in the poll, you can. It's science fiction or fantasy, which is your preferred genre. And if you want to go over to the community tab on the channel, you can go check it out and put your own vote in. And at the moment, sci-fi is winning 67%. There's only been a few votes so far, but yeah, it's going to be close.
Go on my phone while I'm waiting for them to try and vote.
Yeah, put in that fantasy vote, Josh. They need even an hour.
Exactly.
They need the help. Yeah. And yeah, Donald says, I have looked at Spectre Miniatures as doing a Call of Duty miniature game on their website. Have a look at Spectre Miniatures as they're doing a Call of Duty mini game on their website. Do you mean a not Call of Duty mini game? So it's basically it is Call of Duty, but they haven't got the rights to it, so it's a Call of Duty miniature game. I'm guessing you mean. I'm guessing that's what you mean in there. Let's have a little look. That's it. You've intrigued me, because if I can get a miniature of Price from the Call of Duty 4, I will.
Captain Price.
Yeah, Captain Price.
It was in Call of Duty 2, though. He was when it was
Captain Price.
Yeah,
was he?
Yeah,
I do not remember that. Probably was. Yeah, it's one of them where they bring it through, don't they, for a lot of the games. Oh, I see. Yeah. Interesting.
No, I need to wait.
Is that an actual new miniature game though, Donald, or is that just new miniatures? Because it just looks like new miniatures to me. Can't see where the actual game is. Oh, Spectre Operations. I see. Spectre Operations 2nd edition rulebook. There you go. I'm intrigued. That looks interesting. Might have to maybe contact him, see if we can get anything involved on the channel. Who knows? It looks fun. Cool. I don't actually know how it plays. I don't know if it's skirmish or not, but it kind of looks like it's minimal number of models. So
yeah.
And David says Arbok is Cobra backwards. I realised that halfway through their bat reps. Arbok. No, I never realised that with Pokemon as well. You had the Ekans, and then you got Arbok as the evolution.
Yeah.
I never realised that is actually Cobra backwards. Wow, my mind is blown. And David says Spectre Operations looks great. Well, there you go. Awesome stuff. Hopefully it will be.
That model's definitely vampire.
You think?
Yeah, if you look, it looks like blood drops. There's some of the things hanging off.
Could be, yeah. Could be. I'm still sticking with elves. Thing is, though, a lot of the thing is with anything death related, right? Same with the Soul Blight vampires. It could well just be an elf vampire. So like it is a vampire, but like she used to be an elf, or he used to be an elf or something. So it could have like red elf pendants on it or something. I don't know. It looks very the shadow of it looks very Lumineth-esque to me. That was all I was thinking, but God knows. We shall see soon enough, I'm sure.
Yes. No, I'm looking forward to the new Necron and
that's going to be exciting stuff soon, hopefully, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, it does look cool, dude. I'm glad you brought that up. We'll have to maybe contact him and see if we can get involved in that. Who knows? Who knows? You never know.
I'm literally just waiting for everything to dry. So
I'm kind of slowly building through stuff, but there's plenty to get on with. So, and Donald says to question for 7 p.m. kickoff time. It's for USA fans. Get 3 p.m. match. Is he on about football?
I presume so, because we did mention about 7 p.m. kickoff time.
All right, okay. I didn't think that there'd be people on here, to be honest, interested in Premier League soccer, but you never know. You never know. These days, you never know. You never know what people are going to be interested in.
Ross says LRL has got so many models. Kanafi B. Kanafi, please. Hey, Lumineth Realm Lords. Yeah. I mean, it would be pretty cool, Kanafi, but
yeah, my fingers are staying crossed for a new elf faction, faction, but because we'll definitely get hold of Kernothi Warband for the channel, guys, if it is. And it wouldn't surprise me if they do release a Kernothi box set like they did with Lumineth as well. So we'll probably just get hold of that, and if we can.
Yeah.
Knowing what things are like nowadays with GW, but yeah, I mean, if we want something, we generally just pre-order it straight away, so then we know we've got hold of it. So I think the problem with Curse City was as well, a lot of people weren't sure that they wanted it, and obviously it was a high price point. So a lot of people were waiting to see YouTube channels put out content for it to make up their mind on it. So I can see why people are annoyed, because people wanted to wait to see whether they wanted it or not, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, Donald, I'm guessing you were on about 7 p.m. kickoff football.
Yeah.
If so, who do you follow? Or do you just follow the Premier League in general? Or are we just on the wrong page here and you're not on about football? I don't know what you're on about. If you're... I mean, are you maybe on about American football? I don't know. But yeah, let us know. Always happy to talk sports as well. Ruas321 says, LRL has got so many models. Kernothi, please. Oh, Lumineth Realm Lords.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the only reason I would have thought it's not Lumineth. But then they have been releasing more recently, so it could still be. The only reason I think it could be the Kernothi is because the base looks like it's got roots coming out of it, and then if you also look at the top of it, the arch on her back, in the middle of it, it looks like a tree. It looks like branches in the middle, like tree artwork, if you like, carvings. So that's the only reason I thought maybe Kernothi, but I don't know. I'm surprised, though, that they wouldn't have... the only thing I would say against it being Kernothi is I would have thought they'd want to do that in one of their kind of live events.
Yeah.
Like a big reveal, you know.
Second.
And Ruas321 says, or it could be an Ideneth elf for Underworlds that is coming as next warband. Ooh, that's not a bad shout as well, yeah. Because it could be a sea creature on the base. It looks quite big, though, Ruas. That's the only thing I would say. It looks quite big. So, I think it was under the Warhammer Age of Sigmar banner as well for on the community tees. So I think it is Age of Sigmar, to be honest with you. They don't usually... Yeah, I'm almost certain it was under the Warhammer Age of Sigmar banner, so it's definitely Sigmar. Yeah. I hope it's Kernothi, though. I'd be buzzing for that. Donald said, yes, it was football. I just look up reason why 7 p.m. Sunday for you. Yeah.
Okay. Seems a bit odd we're sort of making way for Americans, so it's national sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's been the whole issue with this Super League, though, isn't it? You know, Americans own everything in the UK now in terms of football, so they're starting to. So, yeah. Ruas says, sorry for the spam. I wouldn't say that you're spamming, buddy. Don't worry about it. I've seen many more spammers on this channel before, like far worse. Yeah, no worries. That's the whole point of a live stream, you know? Comment, guys. Feel free. Let it flow.
Yes. Let us know what you're up to.
Yeah, let us know what you're up to, guys. Yeah, hobby-wise. Or has anybody managed to get in any games this week?
I know Kevin did, didn't he? I don't know whether he's on tonight. But...
Yeah, he said he's currently doing a Crusade campaign with Blood Angels versus, I want to say Nurgle or something, maybe. Something like that.
Let me have
yeah, I haven't checked Discord actually since I posted earlier.
Iron Hands.
A lot of people have posted today.
Yes.
Josh has been 3D printing some bits.
Yes.
Indeed, they look cool. If anybody's interested, guys, to what I'm on about here, I'm just scrolling down our Discord channel. If you want to, link in the description below. Go to our Discord channel and sign up to that. We every Sunday during the day we post picture updates of what we've been doing during the week. So we've got lots of stuff going on here. Somebody's posting about their Death Guard Chaos stuff. Matacheo. Josh has done some 3D printing on some new models. David, for example, who's watching tonight, he has been working on a lot of different stuff. Working on some mercs. Nice. And he's been working on some Frostgraves, some Tyranids, all sorts of stuff. Are you doing some commission stuff as well, by any chance, David? Timbo Clev says Curse City basing for me today, so he's managed to get hold of his own Curse City set. But all week he's been painting models up, which is pretty cool.
I could be painting one of them models. While I'm waiting for them to try.
What's that?
More 3D printed models could be painting one. Why?
True. Are they anything in particular, but are they just a random print? Are they?
So they are from Artisan Guild Patreon. You sign up. It's basically with 3D printing. You sign up Patreon, so they give you loads of files every month.
All right, yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, no, it's one of the ones from there. So, I'll switch every month which Patreon I go for, depending on what files that have in a.
Yeah, because then you can just claim them and then whichever ones take your fancy.
Yeah. So.
And David says, I'm probably about 2 weeks away from having a solo game, but I'm doing a co-campaign with a fellow YouTuber. Oh, fair enough.
Oh, nice.
Sounds good,
YouTuber?
Buddy. Yeah, who's the YouTuber? Let us know. And yeah, unfortunately for a lot of us, buddy, like I say, this week we were going to do another Stargrave mission, but I think Al's going to be out of action for at least a week, so I'm going to be covering something solo. I'll have to work that out. And by solo, I mean it will be a solo game as well, because I'm not doing any more of the war cry against myself or that jazz. I've had enough of it either way now. Just cannot be dealing with that. And David also says, I do have a commission on the go, but it's not in that batch. I just worked on my stuff last week. Fair enough. I haven't done any commission work in ages, not since I started the channel. Yeah. I used to paint terrain for people because I actually paint terrain really well. I don't know what it is. I can't paint models that as well as I paint terrain. I'm quite good at painting terrain. Yeah. But I've always liked my drive and drive terrain is great, but not necessarily on models, so it's a lot more difficult.
No, I'm looking into selling 3D printed miniatures. Doing mystery boxes. Yeah.
And Donald Cow says, my view on the new model is I think it's a Deepkin model, as the base looks very squiddish, but I've been very wrong in the past, but also think it might be Tyrion. Yeah, that was my thoughts, but I was thinking, my first thought was Kernothi and possibly Tyrion as the new model. But it could be like, that was my other thought, is if it is Ideneth, it could be like a squid or something, or a crab on the base, right? Could be that as well. New Ideneth model would be cool for Ideneth fans, wouldn't it? To be honest, that would be cool.
Yeah, they haven't got many models, have they? Really, Ideneth.
Decent number, but they're not. They could have more. I mean, think of the number of things you could actually do with Ideneth still. Like, definitely couldn't do a lot. You could do a lot with them.
Yeah.
And it's the same for a lot of those new factions that came in during the new Age of Sigmar stuff. You could still do lots more with all of them, I'm sure, but
yeah.
Age of Sigmar's still only so old, isn't it, I guess?
Yeah.
And David says, MJ Hobby Corner, a small YouTuber with a shared enthusiasm for 5 parsecs. Well, there you go. One thing I could actually do, David, I could actually get I'm waiting to get hold of a copy from Ivan and whatnot for 5 parsecs. So what I might actually do is just get hold of it anyway, get the online PDF and start a solo campaign. Because obviously you can kind of play it solo anyway, and that might well be, if I can get it done quick enough, what I do this week. But it depends how quickly I can get it together. So let me know, David, how big does your crew have to be for 5 parsecs? That would be handy if you'd let me know, please. And I will look into it, because given what's happened with Al, it might actually be a good idea that that's something I could do solo, and it's a new release, so might be an idea. Do let me know, bud, because I'm live, so it's a bit harder for me to go search and stuff like that. And I'm sure you know lots about it anyway.
What's the off topics this week, apart from fantasy versus?
I don't know, really. Oh, we've had 10 votes now. It's 50-50.
Ooh.
So anybody who missed it earlier in the stream, I put up a poll on our community tab on the channel. Science fiction or fantasy, no fence sitting. Which one do you choose? We've had 10 votes so far. It was only about 15 minutes ago I put it up. 50-50 at the moment, guys. So there you go. Interesting stuff. And I have a feeling, actually, let me just wait there a second. I think we've had... it's alright, actually. It's not what I thought it was. But yeah, pretty interesting. So that'll be going on until the end of the stream and beyond. So if you guys want to go and do it after, you can feel free. Definitely. And David has already commented on there and said both. Oh dear. Well, I suppose if you did want to choose both, you just don't vote, I guess, because then you don't specifically side. But yeah. But then you don't get to vote on the poll. This is the thing. That's why there's such a strong thing. David says 4 to 6, depending on the challenge level you want. Then you just need the opposition, depending on what you roll. The game is pretty quick to get going, and shoot me any questions you have along the way. Cool, man. I will definitely, I think, literally after we finish tonight, I'll get hold of it. I will look into it and look at getting it ready for this week, because I've got tons of models left over from Maelstrom's Edge that those guys sent us, so I can easily build some new different stuff with that set. But 4 to 6 is obviously nice and manageable, isn't it? So, and then, like you say, I just need to handle the opposition, which I will work out. How does it work though, David? Is it just like, is the CPU against you just another crew or several crews, or is it just random models for different missions that come against you if you're playing solo? How does that work? But either way, it sounds like it'll be easy enough to get up and going. So I did have a brief look at the old rulebook, but it's been so long since I've looked at it. And because Ivan had said to me that he was working on something new, I never started it up. I always wanted to. So yeah.
What's happened here?
You alright?
Yeah, sorry. It keeps changing the goal scorer who scored Albion's second goal. It's really weird. It's got an own goal, then it's saying Diang scored it. And
oh, right, I see.
It's like...
They're probably trying to work it out, aren't they?
Yeah. But it's like been 20 minutes into the goal, so it's like...
Yeah. David said, I voted sci-fi because you can only pick one, and sci-fi is the most versatile. Yeah, that's. I mean, I love both, dude. To be honest, I love both. There are some, for example, Lord of the Rings is my favorite universe and my favorite film series of all time, and probably always will be, and that's fantasy. So kind of goes against me saying I love sci-fi, but then TV series and games. Mass Effect is my favorite game universe. And lore, and then for TV, Farscape, and they're both sci-fi. So, and they're also two media platforms that enable you to draw out and flesh out the lore and the theme of things even more than you can in like a 2-hour movie or 3-hour movie like Lord of the Rings. So, however, that could change because obviously we got the massive Lord of the Rings TV series on Amazon Prime that'll come out in a year or two.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Which I don't know if anybody saw, actually. That's actually now the most expensive TV series that's ever going to be made.
Yeah.
So Game of Thrones, just to put this in perspective, and I'm nerding out here, guys, so because I find this sort of thing really intriguing. So Game of Thrones, I think it was $100 million to fund the whole series, I believe. Lord of the Rings is $300 million.
I thought it was 450. I read.
Could be more. I think the 450 includes the rights.
Okay.
But the actual, I think they've actually clarified now that the actual series itself is they're spending $300 million on it, which is, you're looking, I mean, let's say they do 8 or 10 episodes. That's what, 30 to 40 million, 50 million per episode.
Jesus.
Which is mad.
I've seen Peter Jackson's directing.
I don't think so. I think he's involved in the writing and the production. but I don't think he's the actual director. They'll probably have multiple directors as well, like they did for some of the Game of Thrones episodes. So, like, usually with TV series, you don't have directors, you have a showrunner. So, what was it? Daniel Wise and the other guy for Game of Thrones, they were the showrunners, but then you'd have somebody directing each episode. So, like, you get directors in who are good. So, if you got an action episode, you'd get somebody who's good at directing action stuff to direct that specific episode. And then the showrunners are involved in the writing room and kind of like, the whole show itself, if you like. And if you go to a movie scale for that sort of thing, Kevin Feige, who's like your overseer of all of the Marvel films.
Yeah.
He's kind of like your showrunner of Marvel films, and then you have a director for each film. So it's kind of different with each one, really. And David says it can be anything from a crew to xenomorphs or other beasties. David says there's a lot of opportunity to say a model can be a few different enemy types. Okay. I'll just have to look into it, but I guess I'll probably, like I say, download it later and kind of look into it then, I reckon. I think. Would make sense.
Got a lot of skin.
What are you painting there?
It's no, it's something I 3D printed the other day. It's pretty much a naked woman with holding a sword. It's probably best to describe her.
Fair enough.
With lights of a hood, and that's pretty much all she's wearing. I'll be honest.
Nice.
So.
Right. Let's carry on building one of these Helions since it's got a bit of time. This set is a lot harder to build than the other one because they've put all of the actual stuff in separate bags. So each model has stuff in like 3 separate bags. It's a bit of a nightmare. Yeah. And they're not numbered or anything, so it's hard to match them all up. But I shall figure it out, I'm sure. But yeah, whether you're live or not, guys, or if you're watching this afterwards, let us know if you've played any Wild West Exodus or if you're interested in it, because I'd love to get chatting to you guys about it. Let me know what you think of it. I'm looking forward to just seeing how it goes. Try it out. I also might get hold of some Wild West terrain, actually, because we haven't got anything like that, so it might be handy. But yeah, it should be exciting. Because Wild West terrain comes in handy for a lot of things anyway. It's Malifaux, things like that.
Yeah.
For that as well, so definitely something we can do.
Yeah, it's one of the games that I've looked at, but haven't committed.
Yeah, one of them, isn't it?
Yeah, mainly because I don't know anyone who plays it. I've heard good stuff about it, but
it's very big locally here.
Is it?
Yeah, Stags up at Wellington, they push it massively. They play it quite a lot, so they actually run the regions like tournaments and stuff like that. Actually,
oh, blimey! So
yeah.
Let's grab another paint.
But yeah, David, no worries. I will definitely be looking into 5 parsecs because that's actually just kind of one of them things where we're live and you've helped me trigger my mind thinking that we actually do need to do some solo stuff this week. I could start the solo campaign 4 or 5 parsecs. I just need to rush now at getting a lot of it ready. So we shall see. Hopefully I can do that. But if I download the stuff for it tonight and see what I need to arrange for it and get together for it, then I can probably pull that off tonight. I might even do a beginner's guide tomorrow for it, to be honest. Help people get into it and get aware of it. We shall see with that. Because I don't tend to do, unless we get sent a hard copy or get hold of an early hard copy, I don't bother doing reviews for stuff. Because somebody else will have done it already. And as soon as there's 1 or 2 reviews out there, I really don't see the point in doing it. So until we start to get sent some early stuff for review, on like books and things, it's not something I'm really going to cover. For example, I did a review of each of the Grand Alliance books for Warcry because nobody did it, even when it had come out for normal release. So I thought it was worthwhile doing. Got a lot of views because there wasn't any of it out there, and people said it was really helpful. So, you know, that's the sort of thing I will do reviews on. But yeah.
There's not many channels that do Warcry content, is there, regularly?
No, it's a shame, really. But like I say, the skirmish games are secondary. Like, if you want to start up a YouTube channel to get views, play 40k. Like, that's what everybody does. But in my opinion, if you want to stand out from the crowd and you want to do what you actually enjoy, then such as what we've done here, this is a niche,
definitely.
But there's clearly interest for it. So, yeah. And the nice thing about skirmish games is it does go a lot. There are a lot of popular skirmish games outside of GW that people really want to watch content for, such as Malifaux. I mean, our Malifaux bat reps get more views than our Warcry and Kill Team. So, and obviously the new Stargrave stuff. You know, if we're looking at that sort of thing, then yeah, it's great. And we've been really enjoying Stargrave. Obviously, like I say, we're going to have to postpone that for a week because of Al's injuries, and he hasn't been on tonight, so he's obviously passed out on painkillers, but hopefully he'll get back to me, letting me know how he is. But yeah, it shouldn't be long until you guys all get hold of hard copies for Stargrave and 5 parsecs and all that sort of stuff, because end of the month is nigh, and I'm pretty sure that's when Stargrave was due out. So I was hoping to get one more Stargrave bat rep out before the end of the month, but it doesn't look like that'll be the case now. So we shall have to wait and see with that. But we will be back to it. No worries about that. I'm pretty sure Paul Pally is solo as well. So if I manage to get a hold of that, that'll be another one. To be fair. These Helion models are really cool, actually. The Harpy dudes.
Yeah, it did look pretty cool.
I did like the Lion ones, but now that I'm building these guys, they look pretty awesome as well.
Yeah.
Nice models, actually. Really nice models, guys, if you are interested at all. And I remember going to UK Games Expo last year, and Warcradle Studios had one of the biggest sections on the floor for it.
Last year?
For this. Yeah. Wild West Exodus and whatnot. Not last year. The last year it was on, anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
2019 we'd be going back to now. Wow.
Yeah.
Before the apocalypse was nigh. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping to go this year. Anyway, to Games Expo.
Yeah, I have to wait and see. I mean, they've been emailing me saying how they're still waiting on press release and stuff like that, and giving out tickets because they want to see what the government says about after June, what the lockdown restrictions will be. So they don't know whether they can actually run the full event, or if it has to be, if they have to limit ticket numbers, which I would imagine they'd have to limit numbers. So there may not even be a press release this year, but we'll buy tickets either way anyway. So because I do enjoy going, so we shall see. But yeah, what's going on with events over in America, guys? How are things going in the US and wherever else you guys live, such as Denmark and Canada and wherever you guys are? How are your vaccine rollouts going? How are you dealing with COVID? How are you coming out of lockdown? Have you just gone into lockdown? I know places like India are really struggling at the moment. They've got really bad numbers and cases, and It's not looking great. The problem is as well in places like India, you really do have a kind of a real first and second class kind of working class and higher class of people in terms of living conditions and things like that. So I'm not surprised that in places like that they're not able to control it. It's not good. But let us know how you guys are coping in your countries with it. Always good to know how you guys are doing health-wise and whatnot, you know. How you guys are coping.
Yes. Yeah, North, drop me or Luke a message if you are struggling with anything enough. Always here to
definitely.
chat.
And I know, obviously, the content that we obviously do release each week and doing these streams is a big deal for a lot of you anyway. And I know a lot of people don't watch live either, and they just like to kind of watch this and put this on and listen to us after we've been live whilst they're doing hobbying and stuff, which is great as well. So
yes.
It's always good because I know that not everybody can join us on a Sunday or whenever we do them. So yeah. And David says, or Ruas says actually, first of all, everything is opening up at the moment in Denmark. It's great. Yeah, I think middle of May, buddy, we're completely opened up. And then I think middle of or towards the end of June, we're then allowed to run events as well. So, but I'm buzzing for the cinemas to open up. Has anybody watched the new Mortal Kombat movie? That movie is awesome. You don't even have to be a Mortal Kombat fan, although you kind of do, to understand a lot of the stuff in it, like the finishers and all that jazz. But finish him. But yeah, it's the old movie was corny and it was great and great action, but the new one I loved it. It was great. Let me know if any of you have watched it, guys. It's great fun.
I didn't know there was a new movie out, so.
Mortal Kombat, yeah. I want to go watch it in the cinema when it's out because it's all that kind of thing, you know, proper fighting and whatnot.
Yeah.
David says it's been hard to get vaccines here in Canada. They dropped the age limit of AstraZeneca. I'll get a shot next week. Fair enough, buddy. Yeah, they're slowly. I think they're working on over 45s in this country now, which is pretty great. I think we're one of the quickest in the world at the moment. I know in areas of the US they're quite far ahead with it as well, but
I thought David says some.
Oh, is it? Is that how far they've gone with it?
I think so, yeah.
David says some parts of Canada have been hit pretty hard. Cases are on the rise in my region. No events yet, of course, but so far children's sports are back on. Yeah, I think most places have been hit hard, but it's just everywhere's dealt with it differently, and you don't get so much news coming out from some of these places either. So it doesn't sound as bad from some places in the world, but places like Canada, the US, Denmark, for example, the UK, there's a lot of media attention. So you are likely to hear a lot more about the case numbers and all that sort of thing. So, yeah. But yeah, it's going to be interesting when all the borders and the flights operate again and that kind of thing. I think that's when it'll get a bit iffy again because I don't think our country will open up the borders fully really until everybody's vaccinated, which makes sense. Just makes sense. I think they are planning on doing these vaccine passports or whatever, but the problem with them is if other countries aren't vaccinated, then you're letting people go on holiday, but wherever they're going on holiday to, they can still spread it. They just don't get harmed by it because the vaccines at the moment don't necessarily stop you spreading it. They just stop you getting the side effects.
Yeah.
So it's always important to remember, guys. And obviously, I suppose there's probably a good high percentage as well of people that don't actually want it either. So
yeah,
which is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I've got my second jab next month, I think.
Yeah. Well, just to update you on the poll, guys, it's 54% to 54% fantasy on the fantasy sci-fi poll at the moment. So fantasy currently are winning. Just about. I'll have to go on my personal account after actually and do a vote myself once we finish the stream. Yeah. Ruas says we were lucky enough to buy our vacation house this year. Prices are increasing a lot and have no idea when the next holiday abroad is going to be. Yeah, I remember you saying last week, Ruas, that you were going to work on it. I think you said up in the mountains, isn't it? Great idea. Really, really, really glad that you were able to do that before everything's gone down. Like, where my family's in the midst of getting rid of the house that we're in, so it's not. We're rushing to try and get it done so that we can sell it before COVID dies down, because houses are selling up like that. So the sooner we can get it on the market, I suppose the more money we can get for it, and the quicker it'll sell. So, but yeah, the housing market at the moment is insane, and I'm gonna guess that it's probably very similar across most of Europe. So yeah, interesting times, definitely. Oh my god, I'm just looking at this one model. It's very all in different bits and bobs. Okay, that's going to be interesting. Okay.
Oh, 2 minutes left, still 2-1 up.
West Brom.
Yeah.
Oh.
So just why I need Alan tonight, because I could have ripped into him for it.
Oh yeah, he's Villa fan, isn't he? Yeah, he's not really got a broken arm, has he? He's just worried that he'll get bantered. He might rewatch this.
Yeah.
You have to drop a comment in there.
I know.
I know Rio says it's by the beach. Denmark is as flat as the Netherlands. That name says it all. Who was it who came on last week and said that they've got a house up in the mountains or something? Could have sworn it was the same person. Maybe it wasn't Ruas. I'm almost certain that we had somebody on last week or the week before who said they've got a vacation house out in the Alps or something like that, or somewhere like that. I know Denmark's not in the Alps, but it was like the mountain range. I can't remember. Okay, so you got it on the beach. Fair enough. Yeah. David says, yeah, housing prices have gone up here as well. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? Yeah. Crazy stuff.
No, we're looking to move soon, so it's
yeah, it's the one thing with COVID, isn't it? A lot of people have died, and it's not good, obviously, and obviously people's mental health, it's really affected people. But
yeah,
a lot of businesses, companies, things like that have actually massively benefited from it. It's a very strange world, a very strange event. But it's the same with anything like that. Like, World War II, for example. Well, after World War II, many companies, many businesses would have thrived through it. It's just the way it is. And you'll find after this happens as well, it'll go down in history as well because of probably how much medical discoveries come out of this as well, because you'll have suddenly all of these countries have had to pump tons of money into advancing their medical sectors and things like that. And a lot of the time when you do that, you discover other things like cures to different diseases and other new medical medicines and things like that never existed before, that only come out through these sort of things. So mad, really.
Yeah, it's mad world we live in.
And obviously putting more money. Oh, Villa 2-2 right at the end.
Oh, joking.
Oh, I'm glad that we're live for this.
Didn't surprise me at all.
Oh, man. Oh, dear. That's funny. Last minute. I can't speak because we lost 4-0 today, but, it's made me feel a little better. 92nd minute. Keenan Davis. Oh, dear. Even anybody in the chat who's not a football fan can appreciate that.
Sums us up massively.
Yeah. Are you going down already anyway? No.
No, we're not.
Not quite.
No,
You're still in the fight.
Well.
Well. Isn't it Fulham? Fulham more the ones that could stay up, if anything?
Well, we would have been on level with Fulham if we win this game, but yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, we've got no chance now.
No.
Especially because we lost the other night as well against Leicester.
So. I think we've got to play you again yet before the end, haven't we?
No. It's like 4 games left now, something like that, isn't it?
I thought, have we played twice?
Yeah. You battered us about 4-0. 3-0, something like that.
Why am I forgetting?
It was
this?
Sam Allardyce's first game in charge.
Because I know you won the once.
That was a couple of seasons ago. We're both in the championship.
You won this year, though. This season.
No. Oh, yeah, you're Wolves. Sorry, I was thinking of Villa. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Wolves, yeah.
Yeah, it's I was, yeah. Yeah, play next week. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah.
You were proper confusing me there. I was like, I'm almost certain we've only played once and you beat us.
It's like, because you was talking about Villa and, yeah.
Right, yeah.
I had Villa in my head and I was like...
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean now. Yeah. It's, yeah, play your play. No, it's at our place, isn't it? Next week.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think you beat us at Molineux.
Yes.
I get to see the boiler come out.
Hey.
The boiler mascot. Deary me.
Yeah, it's awful, isn't it?
Yeah, not great. Anything for the money. Yeah, it's ended now to all.
That's
Deary me.
Yeah.
Does anybody follow your own sports in your own countries, guys? Anybody into their sports? Me and Josh are into football in this country, and I did watch the Super Bowl in the US this year. Well, I watched it over here, obviously, but it's in the US, so stayed up late to watch that this year. You guys all remember when we did that. But yeah, Tampa Bay Buccaneers won it. Don't really follow American football, but I always watch the Super Bowl. Quite entertaining.
Yeah, never seen it. Never watched American football, I have to say.
No. It's quite stop-start. I'm not keen really on the game and the rules. It's not very free-flowing for me, but for my liking. But yeah. You get adverts every 10 minutes.
Ooh.
Which people will be like, in America, people will be used to that. You guys won't really, you'll be wondering what I'm on about. But football in the UK, you get one break in the middle of half time and then that's it. And you get adverts then. And other than that, that's it. So David says I'm not a sporty guy. Yeah, well, that's fine. But so long as you don't mind this, so long as you indulge us and don't mind us talking about it for a little while. But I know some people won't mind listening about it anyway. But yeah. Oh, the stream's gone quick tonight. It's already 9 o'clock. Mad. Madness. There's method in the madness.
Yeah, I've started streaming on Thursdays as well on Instagram.
All right, yeah.
With
if anybody wants to join Josh on a Thursday night, then Three Spies Gaming on his Instagram. There you go.
Yeah, and I'm joined by one of my friends who lives in London who does commission painting.
Oh, cool. Is this the guy that painted your Frostgrave? Not Frostgrave, Frostgrave.
Yes. Yeah.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's very random. We did a bit called "Is it legal?" the other night.
All right.
And he asked me a question, and I had to work out whether it was legal to do the question.
That's
and the question was, can you eat yourself?
What, legally?
Yeah, can you legally eat yourself?
Is that in this country?
Yeah.
technically probably no, because I would imagine it's cannibalism, and I can't imagine cannibalism's legal.
Mm.
That, and are you on about eating yourself without technically committing suicide? It's a bit dark to discuss on here, but
yeah, yeah. It was one of them. You know, when you were suspecting the question to come up, and you're like, okay, yeah. It was one of them. But
yeah, obviously, suicide technically is against the law. Like, there are laws about that, but because you're taking your own life. But yeah, just eating yourself and not dying. I mean, I don't know. Like, that's self-harm, self-cannibalism, I guess. I don't know.
Apparently, it is legal. Apparently, and
yeah,
you can eat yourself, but you probably are going to be locked up. But you are probably going to be
your
locked
own
up.
choice,
So, yeah. So it's yeah.
And David says, just to touch base, Ivan said he sent your email address to Medifia, so you were supposed to hear from them. He'll contact Chris again. Thanks, David. Cheers for that, buddy. And David says, wait, cannibalism? Quite a shift, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I got confused there. He says, I think I've built a couple of 100 bicycles, though. Do you like your biking then, David, as well?
Doesn't he work at a sports shop?
Yeah, I remember this now, actually. Yeah, I forgot about that. You hate sports, but you work in a sports shop. That is hilarious, to be fair. That's funny. I mean, like I've said, I work in a DIY store on the weekend, and I'm not bad at DIY, but I'm not amazing at it either. So, I don't know everything about DIY, but I do work in one, so,
Nice enthusiastic about it.
Yeah. So, I'd much rather be doing this full time for you guys, obviously, There is that.
Yeah.
And like I say, guys, 5 parsecs could be coming this week now. You just never know what's going to happen. You never know what's one broken arm later, and you're covering something entirely different. You just don't know what's around the corner in the slightest.
Yeah.
Okay, bit of an armor thing. Okay.
Here's a question for you all. What's the worst colour to paint with?
Yellow. Probably yellow or white. If you're talking about putting it onto a base plastic or what or metal, yellow or white, because they're such thin paints for me. Bit of a bugger to paint with, but if you've got a base coat on already, it's hard to say not yellow, to be honest. Yellow is a bugger to paint with. But yeah, white I find... No, actually, you know what? White is very difficult. Because I find it hard to shade white as well. To get a good grade from it.
Yeah, it's hard to get a nice crisp white, isn't it?
Yeah.
You
guys can all throw in on that. Which...
Rora says screaming white at us.
Yeah.
So... Oh, and...
But yeah, I'd say white paint's probably the hardest.
David says, I love bikes. One of my hobbies was bicycle repair, and I used to bicycle constantly before my kid injury.
Yeah.
And he tore his
ACL, anterior cruciate ligament.
Oh.
Because I did it, so I know exactly what it means. I did both of my legs, mate, so I know how you feel. I had to stop playing football because I did both of my legs.
Yeah.
It's horrible when you do your ACL.
Yeah, I ripped the ligament in mini skateboarding.
Oh, yeah. Any sort of twisting of your knees without moving the bottom half of your legs. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally. If you guys think about English football, right, soccer. I ran the second time I did it anyway. I ran the ball to the corner flag, went to cross the ball in to the box, which, quite a distance, and I was going at quite a pace. So when you go to turn on the spot and try and turn on your legs, but the whole of your leg doesn't turn and only the top half does. And the goalkeeper so I was on the corner flag crossing the ball in, and the goalkeeper from in between the goalposts said he could hear my leg pop.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's how bad it was. And it is painful. It is painful. And your leg just gives way. You can't actually, it's not nice. Not nice. So yeah, David, I've got sympathy for you there. It sucks. Did you have to stop biking because of that, but are you still able to do it? I imagine you could still probably bike, especially if you've only done one. I carried on playing football after I did my first one. But then once I'd done the second one, I had to give up on football because my doctor told me if I was to do it again, you risk getting paralyzed. So it was like carry on and give up football, which was one of my passions, and not be paralyzed for the rest of your life, or So it's one of the big reasons why I ended up getting back into miniature gaming after having a break as well, is because it was something to fall back on and a hobby that I could do where I didn't have to be active and whatnot. So you could say that my injuries from sport pushed me back in the direction of doing this and inevitably having the channel. So, some negatives in life, guys. I always say, like, things happen for a reason, eh?
They do.
Mad. But yeah, I always love playing football. It's tough not being able to do it nowadays. It makes me very unfit as well. But yeah, David says, damn, both ACLs is rough, yeah. I bent my knee backwards in a wipeout. Ouch. I can bike, but my kid was super slow. It was more I just sit on my bike and cruise. Yeah, well, that's fair enough, mate. That's all you want to do, innit? Cruise.
As long as you enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
That's the main thing, isn't it?
It is. David says, none of the colours bother me, but I'm also not picky. Well, fair enough. There you go.
Yeah, I think mine's going to be white.
Yeah, I think the more experienced with painting you are, the less bothered you're going to be about it, because you just get used to it and you get used to how to deal with each paint better, I guess, maybe. But I'm not good enough at with paints to not hate yellow and whites, to be honest. Paints, it bothers me.
Yeah.
I've gotten used to painting with yellow a bit better, actually. But
I use contrast for yellow now, so I've sort of,
Yeah, okay.
But I can't get on with the contrast white, really.
No, I've heard a lot of people say that. David says, my calves are not as sexy as they used to be. I'm sure they aren't, my friend. I'm sure they aren't. Mine won't be either. I'll have a look at that poll again in a minute, guys, as well, see where it's at. It's good fun just throwing that one up whilst we were live. See what people would respond with.
Been a quiet one tonight, hasn't it, really?
Yeah, I was going to say, people must be quite busy today. So the only thing with doing it on a Sunday really is it does allow some people to do it, but I did notice actually how the last time we did it on a Monday night, it was a lot busier again. So whether we end up changing it back or not, I don't know. I know most people who come on a Sunday do tend to say that they're happy to do like Monday night as well. So
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. We might end up changing it back. We'll have to have a look. Maybe we'll for example, next week change it to Monday and just test that, and if that's better and more people can make it, then great. We'll have to wait and see, really.
I would say contrast white goes nicely over a light, warm colour. Then just dry brush a bit of pure white on top for easy effect. Oh, I haven't tried that.
Fair enough, that's a good tip.
Yeah.
Thanks, David.
Gonna have to try that.
Good tip. Very good.
I was meant to be finishing my Necrons off, but I'm enjoying painting her, so
well, it doesn't matter. Whatever goes.
Yeah.
Whatever goes. And David says the answer is to stream both dates, of course. I wish, mate. It's hard enough doing it once a week, but when we do battle reports and all sorts as well. But yeah. Sometimes as well, I guess, like the topic that we put on the stream as well, it does change up because a lot of people will join us some weeks just in general, but you won't always get people being able to turn up. But then, depending on what topic and what we're building and what we're painting, you get lots of people turn up for some other things. So it's probably that sometimes that does affect it as well, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't mind. We will always be happy to do it, guys, no matter what. So it's all good. Thanks to you guys that have joined us tonight. Big up.
Yes.
You are the skirmishers. You are the skirmish elite. I'll see if I can finish this main guy here so I can show you guys, and then we'll see where we go after that. But he's a bit of a bugger. These are much harder to build than the other ones I built earlier, I will say that.
Are they?
Much more fiddly. Plus, like I say, resin's a bit of a bugger. It doesn't do too well. And I haven't got any activator either.
It's really hard to get hold of super glue. Arm painter stuff, I find.
The activator.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be army painter. You can get activator.
Yeah, I suppose.
Best thing to do with activator is just get a big bundle of it, get a big bottle.
Yeah.
But I haven't had any for a while now. It's a bit of pain to use, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time it doesn't work. But when it does, it can be very handy. I will say that. But yeah, let us know, guys, if you've managed to get anything done tonight. And also, like I say, if you're not on the Discord, feel free to pop on over there and drop in what you've been working on over the week or what you've been working on hobby-wise recently. We'd love to know. It's been nice weather in the UK as well for the last week or two. So, we've a lot of us been outside making the most of the sunshine as well. And Josh's been, started on some of his Necrons there. I like the theme as well. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Pretty much done them, I think. Apart from the Warden.
They've got to be one of the easiest armies to collect and paint, I would say, as well, Necrons. Quite a nice one. Yeah, what would you guys in the chat say is the easiest army to collect and paint for both Age of Sigmar and 40k? That's a good question. Age of Sigmar is a weird one. Maybe Legions of Nagash or actually Nighthaunt.
Yeah, because you can just...
Nighthaunt's just literally base coat, spray paint, and then just... I think it's Nighthaunt Gloom.
Yeah.
Just over the whole thing, and then maybe a bit of dry brush of white, and that would be it.
Yeah,
you could get away with that easily.
Bit Hex Wraith or,
Hex Wraith is the other one, yeah, that's the other light green colour, isn't it? or Legions of Nagash, just because you could contrast Skelly Horde over lots of white. But yeah, you guys can let us know before we finish up here. Just let us know what you think.
Say Stormcast?
Yeah, they're not a bad one. It's still decent bit of detail on some Stormcast models though, but yeah, you can get like the blue spray, straight up blue base coat spray, and then you just got to do the gold trim, I guess.
Yeah.
Or you could go with other schemes, I suppose, as well. For Stormcast, that would be quite plain, but yeah, same with 40k as well. Marines are fairly easy, but I'd still say personally some of the death factions are probably even easier. So Nighthaunt, etc., just because it's base coat spray and then just literally wash on all the paint. Whereas with Stormcast, you've still got to do some detailed touch-up work, so for the armor and whatnot. But it is an easier one to do, Ruash. You're right there. And then in terms of 40k, Necrons, without a doubt, have got to be super easy if you want it to be, because it's just bolter spray and then touch up with whatever color you want to do on them, I guess. So green, or for example, Josh is doing his blue. So yeah.
Or Tyranids. Tyranids would be quite easy, I suppose.
Yeah, depending on what scheme you wanted, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a bad one, is it? David says, yeah, Nighthaunt are easy. Necrons are pretty easy. I think the skeletons are going to busy to speed paint now. Old new skeletons were fast. Yeah, that's the trouble as well with GW stuff. Even their skellies and different things like that are getting way more detailed. I thought these skellies from the Cursed City set would be easy to paint because they're skellies. But then you realise how much detail's on them, and I end up spending way more time on them. So
yeah,
it's a shame that we didn't end up being able to do Cursed City, but I'm also, I'm not too worried about it because it was a lot of work to get it done and ready. So there is that as well. And now we can put time into other cool games out there as well that can get more attention from it. So, there is that as well. And we know from GW that we've got, hopefully, Necromunda coming without any shambles with that. So, there'll be that as well.
Should be many shambles with that.
You wouldn't expect so, no. Plus, it's a game that's technically already out, so...
Yeah.
I don't think they're releasing any new rules for Hive War. Probably just new missions, a new way of playing, and then same rules. But they've collected it all into one. I think they said they're collecting all the Necromunda rules so far into the one book or something for you within this new starter set. So, and then obviously the rules for the new gangs.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Anyway, that's how I remember seeing it. So, yeah, it'd be interesting. But yeah, I'm super excited for Necromunda. That'd be cool.
Yeah, of course.
New game for the channel. Always love a new game. Which is all it is at the moment, guys. Yeah, constantly getting new stuff, which is great. That's what we want. Just need to find the time to do it. And the people, really, because Al's down. So, and in the UK, we still can't have other people yet. It's only me and Al that can really do stuff for the channel. So, yeah. Safely, anyway. I don't think we're not too far away from the next lifting, though, are we, Josh? I don't think.
I think so.
I'll have to book in something, bud, to be fair, for the new dates. Get something on straight away. It'd be cool.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we'll do it the same for Malifaux as well, guys, actually. So I might actually next Sunday night, depending on what I get hold of, may at some point do another Malifaux Sunday night, because I might finish painting up something or get something painted, because I need to finish off painting up Lord Cooper for the Explorer Society for Malifaux. So, because he's the first one I want to use and get out the gate for Malifaux when we get back for that. So we'll see how we go with that. Contact some people, see if we can get some Malifaux going straight away. That's what we want. We haven't had it on for so long. I've been dying to play the new stuff.
Yeah, I'll be happy for any game, really.
Yeah. And then when Josh comes, I'm hopefully be able to go full day, bud, and we can get multiple games of different things in, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Maybe some Warcry, maybe God Tier, sure there's plenty of other stuff we can think of. Might be some new games we're covering that you want to have a go at. We'll see.
Yeah, Marvel.
Marvel, yeah.
Yeah. Walking Dead, which we still haven't done.
Another one. I mean, if I don't manage to get 5 parsecs ready for this week, I will likely put out a random Walking Dead Negan board game.
Not awesome.
Batter up again, maybe. We'll see.
I've been enjoying watching them, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
yeah,
we'll see. See if I can get 5 parsecs ready, I'll do that. But I'll attempt to get it ready anyway. If I don't, then I will film that because that's all ready to go anyway, isn't it? So
yeah, awesome.
And then whenever you can come down, you can pick that up anyway. To be fair.
Yeah. Yes. Not that I'm in a rush for it, so.
No, yeah, but no worries. I sort that out. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream tonight as well. You know, I've just literally finished up the Leader Helion. These guys have been a real pain in the ass to build, so I've only really done a couple. But he is really detailed, actually, really nice models, to be fair. So a bit of a bugger to build, especially being resin, but got something in my eye, guys. Sorry, something stinging in my eye. But yeah, he's awesome. He's the leader of that posse, so that's him done. And then obviously, like I say, at the beginning of the stream, finished building some of the lion dudes. These are awesome models. If you want to check more of these out, guys, I've put photos up on Discord so you can check them out. They look awesome. One of the new Exodus Lost World Exodus model, sorry, and then I've kind of half complete one of the other big dudes for this one that I'm doing right now. So I will leave it there, though, I think. Yeah, thanks to anybody who has been joining us tonight, whether you're rewatching, whether you've been watching live. But thanks to everybody who joined us live tonight, because I think it's been quite a quiet one. So big up to you guys who join us every week.
Yeah,
we have much respect. And like I say, we might try to go back to a Monday night, because I have seen the last couple of times we've been on Monday nights when we can't do a Sunday, it tends to be more people on. So I don't know. We'll see. Because although we do it on a Sunday now, people do tend to still do stuff on a Sunday anyway, and they don't want to necessarily be at home watching stuff. So we'll see. We'll see. We can try both still, but as long as we're letting you guys know in advance, is no biggie. But yeah, big up to Josh. Thanks for joining me tonight again, guy.
No, big pleasure.
Yeah. So 3 Spires Josh as always. So you can go check out Josh, 3 Spires Gaming. And you're doing a stream now with Bud as well on your Instagram, yeah? Thursday night?
Yeah, Thursday night, 8 till 9, so it's only an hour. But we do talk about random stuff, so yeah, if you want to
if any of you guys are interested or bored, on Thursday night and you want to check something else out, feel free.
Yes.
Yeah, as always, guys, thanks for sticking with us till the end of the stream. And as always, just for you guys, happy skirmishing.
See you guys.
Hey there guys, thanks for watching the video. Please do throw a like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified when any new content drops. We do 1 battle report a week covering various skirmish games. There's also Patreon if you wish to support me and the channel, and we are trying to reach our first funding target, allowing me to go part-time and make more weekly scheduled content. You can go and sign up and show your support in the link in the description below, just like the awesome people to the left of me. And until next time guys, enjoy and happy skirmishing.